They wanna know about Islam, we'll give them da'wah. They wanna know what a Muslim does, we'll give them da'wah. When they wanna hate on our deen, we'll give them da'wah.
كن فريدا عش بفخر في الحياة لا تبالي.
Let's open this one up and think about it a little bit.
Yeah.
So, one thing that I find particularly interesting, and you might have to bear with me as I map this out a little bit.
Go ahead.
One thing I
Take your
find
time.
quite interesting is, let's say I'm the age of 18, and holy shit, I suddenly realise that I am sexually attracted. I can't believe this is going on camera, but like, please say they're not going to re-edit this as something else. But let's say, God forbid, I suddenly realise that I'm sexually attracted to minors. That's a real problem. But here's what I find particularly interesting: if you immediately go to someone, let's say a counsellor or someone who's going to give you mental health support, they have to turn you over to the police. Now, that is a good and a bad thing at the same time, because as much as that immediately red flags them, it says, okay, you've got to keep an eye on this person because they have this kind of sexual proclivity towards children. At the same time, that's discouraging them from going to the right authority. So I do think that, like imagine you are in that position. You are someone who cannot help that attraction, and like, you know, where do you go? What do you do? You know, like I in some ways, I think there are some completely horrible animals out there who prey on kids, but I also think that you have some very confused and disturbed people who actually need a lot of counselling and help to try and get them out of this state. But as much as I don't think our sexual choice is a preference, I think actually they're fucked. Like, you know, they're fucked.
I find it very strange though, the double
So
standards
what
in treating the pedophiles. If you have a non-practicing pedophile, if such a concept exists, where someone really, they think they're attracted to minor, okay? There is a huge movement called MAPS, MAP, minor attracted persons.
Right.
So, are you saying they have a mental problem because they are attracted to little children?
A lot of the time you do find that it's that. It's something that will
So
start in childhood.
sexual preferences
So it
we're
might
talking
start
about.
in childhood because you find a lot of the time there's a correlation between them having had that experience as a kid, you know, being molested. A lot of the time people try to recreate their first sexual experience, and so that's it. They have been damaged and programmed to think like this going forward, and they need to have help to try and get out of this place, if that is such a thing. I would love to see it if we lived in a world where people could be reformed. I would love it. However,
I find it strange though, why you consider to be reformed and already been people with a problem. A homosexual person, whether man or a woman, do you see it same way, that they're mentally with this problem, they need to be reformed? Their sexual preferences, instead of a man against a woman, is a man against a man? Why is your thinking different when it comes to homosexuals and pedophilia?
Who is it harming?
No, it's not a question. I'm not talking about question of harm.
It absolutely is.
Because
I'm sorry. Hang on a second. It absolutely
Carry on,
is.
explain.
Because a fully grown man. I mean, I'm sure we've all seen that horrible Michael Jackson documentary. You know, you've got a fully grown man who is manipulating children into having to have sexual relations with him, and it's damaged them throughout their entire lives. That is something that they are not ready to consent to. Something they can be manipulated with. I certainly know from my gay experiences in life that I have been more than consenting when they have happened, and I've wanted them to happen, and it's happened in a very nice and organic way, and no one has made me feel like I've had a problem for it. You know, it's not something that I've decided to go with in the end because it wasn't me, but you know, I'm very grateful that I've lived with people who are receptive to my ability to try that out, and goodness, I would not want anyone to think that I had some sort of mental disorder for wanting to sexually and emotionally connect with someone else.
so this is where I find totally inconsistent approach and double standards. We are talking about people's preferences for their sexual engagement with anyone or anything, right? So you have people who have sexual preferences for animals. We have people who have sexual preferences to minors. You have people who have as a man, sexual preferences for women, and women sexual preferences to women. Yeah. So you're now linking this kind of sexual preferences. Is not the issue. You're saying where there is a harm, where there is perhaps the issues of consent. So it's not. So you're being a little bit homophobic, I think, in your approach when you use this word. I'll tell you why.
Am I being homophobic?
Let me explain.
So
let me explain.
Like what mental gymnastics?
Let me explain. Let me explain. When you disown, when you look down upon a gay person or a lesbian person because of their homosexual preferences, you would say you shouldn't do that because that's homophobia. Like you're actually You agree with me, right?
Wait,
If you
wait, did I what? So
a gay and a lesbian
hang on,
person.
Right, you don't need to get upset.
I'm not getting upset. I'm just trying to explain to you. Perhaps you need to understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
Would you look down upon a gay person or a lesbian person, saying these are mental disorder or people?
Absolutely not, no.
Right. So someone having a sexual preference, that's their preference, to have relationship with the same sex. You have now an individual, a pedophile, who has sexual preference to minors. Why are you looking down upon that individual? Because that's a sexual preference for them?
I think it's a preference that's often born through childhood trauma, through some
Or now you're linking with correlation and causation. You're not thinking about people's own choice. One moment, please,
Yes,
please.
I am.
You are automatically linking people's sexual preferences. So is it not possible also gay and lesbian choices can also be likewise like these kind of factors that you bringing up?
No, I don't think so.
So is it genetic?
No, I don't think that's necessarily true either.
So what is making the sexual preferences among our gay and lesbian communities? Where is this preferences and choice come from? Is it conditional by? Is it conditioned by the society?
Over missionary
Sorry. We are talking about people. So look again.
But there is an absolute difference between
If a
homosexuals.
man is attracted to another man in a gay relationship,
Right.
you're saying it's okay. I don't look down upon. But when a man is attracted to a young man or a young woman, which is a minor, you're saying it's a mental disorder.
Yeah,
Well, isn't that a double standard?
no, absolutely not.
Why not?
Because let's put it this way: some people choose to communicate, talk to each other in a very normal way. However, some people maybe with let's take another disorder, pluck one out of the air, like psychopathy. That actually dictates that you prefer to manipulate people when you talk to them. Like if you ever talk to a stone cold psychopath, they will, depending on the situation, they can be manipulative, they can choose to talk to you in a certain way, which is negative. Now, the means of communication, verbally, physically, all that stuff, all that means is the same. However, what's happening when you're communicating with a psychopath, which is a mental disorder, which is linking to a mental disorder, an entirely different situation happens. So now let's take things back to the sexual realm. Now you've got relations between a man and a woman, relations between two men, relations between two women. All of these things are relations. However, there is something broken, something fundamentally damaged when someone who literally cannot help their sexual proclivity towards children. Now, I think that, and there is so much evidence that is related to trauma, that's related to early experiences that have damaged the person, and therefore they think this way. So we choose to do things in our day-to-day life every single day. I choose to cycle around the park, someone else chooses to pick up a brick and beat a homeless guy to death with it. They are both things you choose to do. Now, does that mean we shouldn't be able to step outside and do things just because of the risk of that one other thing happening? Like one is a normal activity and one is a bad activity. And it
Which one's the normal activity?
Cycling around the park.
Okay.
And the bad one is beating the homeless guy to death with a brick.
Right.
So, do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but what you still haven't really understood from what I'm trying to say, maybe I'm not explaining too well enough,
Yeah,
which
you're
is this.
saying- you're saying
What
what's the
I'm saying,
difference between
no,
what
I'm saying,
Okay.
we are talking about not about harm that results from the sexual preferences of people. I'm not interested
But
in.
why, so
I'm simply.
why are you comparing paedophiles to gay people? Then?
Wait
Let's
a moment.
really get down
Wait
to what
a
you're
moment.
saying.
Wait a
Let's
moment.
get into it.
I'm talking about people's sexual preferences, which you say it's not actually genetic. If it's not genetic, it's then conditioned by people themselves or other environment, the environment around them. Either it's the society, it's the media, it's the pop culture, it's the TV, it's the whatever they are being brainwashed or indoctrinated with. So instead of saying to a gay or a lesbian individual, we need to reform you, we need to treat you, we need to actually find out, was it a trauma or not? Was it like something happened with you when you were young, so on? You're saying it's okay. Have you not forgotten already that homosexuality was a mental disorder until very recently? Things have changed because of the lobbying, not because of. Hang on, wait. Now, maybe pedophilia will not be a mental disorder in the near future. That's what pedophiles are. They're actually, lobbying for.
Yeah.
They want to be recognized. Someone they cannot control the love, the philia they have to the minors. But what I'm highlighting is this is the problem.
That does not
This
mean
is
they're
the
about to legalise
no.
having sex
I'm
with
saying
children,
this
mate.
is
It
the
doesn't mean
problem.
that.
This is the problem. We are not really understanding the real problem underlying all of this sexual preferences. If it's not genetic, think about it. Why would then people want to have a relationship with a tree or an animal or someone of the same sexes if it's not genetic? Then it's conditioned by the environment. You have to say that. It's conditioned by their own thinking, their own some kind of, watching.
Are you medical then? You know about genetics?
Little bit, yeah.
Yeah, you're medically... So